Topic N41 Graphing Inverses. The inverse will reverse an operation. Chart 6 points from the graph, reverse the points and draw the graph. Then answer the questions. So we're going to look and see what the inverse of a graph is going to look like. Okay, but before we do, an example of an inverse might be adding will reverse subtraction. Okay, in this case what we're going to do is switch the x and y coordinates. Okay, instead of going -6, -3, we're going to reverse that and go -3, -6. Okay, so let's start by taking all the points on the graph and plotting them in the chart. And as we do, we're going to reverse the points. Okay, -6, -3. When we switch those, you're going to get -3, -6. Okay, let's continue that pattern with the rest of the points. The next point is -5, 0, and switching that is 0, -5. -4, +3. Switch that to be 3, -4. We have -2, 0, and then 0, -2. This point is 0, -3. When we switch it, it'll be -3, 0. And 2, 0 will become 0, 2. So let's go ahead and graph the points of the inverse and see how that graph looks up against the original graph. -3, -6. 0, -5. I'm going to connect those as I go so I don't get lost connecting the points. Okay, 3, -4. 0, -2. -3, 0. And 0, +2. Alright, is the new graph a function? Remember, if it's a function, all of your x values will be different. In this case, we have 3 repeating zeros and 2 repeating -3. So, no, it's not a function because x's repeat. Are the two graphs symmetric to each other? Well, let's look at the graph of y equals x to determine if they are symmetric. Remember, y equals x is the linear parent function, so let's start by graphing that first. Okay, after we get this graph, now we're going to compare corresponding points from original to the inverse. -6, -3 is straight across, reflected across the line y equals x. Okay, if I was to fold this on the green line, on the line y equals x, each original point would land on top of each new point. And you can just kind of visualize this the way I'm doing here in green. Okay, -4, +3, and I connect that to 3, -4. And you can see that those are a reflection across the line y equals x. So yes, the two graphs are symmetric to each other. So to graph the inverse of a function, just switch your x and y.